Hey, Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com, and we're talking about board setups, board design, board shaping, board materials, and what I want to talk about now is a lot of people ask us, fiberglass or carbon? Now, what I want to let you know is a lot of people come in and go, I want carbon because it's lightweight. Don't go for that. It's not a matter of the lightweight. Carbon has a lot of energy retention. It comes back almost upper 90 percentile. When you load up a carbon board, it will want to flex back and pop back on you. Fiberglass has a way less energy response. So if you put them both together and you get a fiberglass sheet and you get a carbon sheet that is laid up and you flip them and load them up, you will see the carbon will have a lot more load retention and will come right back and pop. A lot more energy in there. That is the biggest difference of riding a carbon board. Glass will have a lot more flex, and of course it's going to be a lot heavier. To get the same flex of this board in this board, which is a glass board, this one will be much, much heavier to get that in there. But a carbon board is never pure carbon. It cannot be pure carbon. It has to have some glass in there somewhere to allow it to flex, or a lot of epoxy in there, pre-preg. That pre-preg is just having the epoxy in it. Because carbon is very, very fragile in a way. It cannot be tied in a knot. If you took a fiberglass strand, it will take it. If you took a carbon strand, it won't. It has to be laid out linear, straight ahead to hold its energy. So they do lay up in there to give it some elongation and to make it last a lot longer. So would I choose a carbon board over a glass board? Absolutely. If I can get the right flex pattern in a carbon board, yes, it's much lighter, but the energy that I can put into that board when I come in and try to do a rail type, the energy that I build up into it just wants to pop back and give that back to you. So that's a big difference. Now, if you're a heavyweight rider, if you're in the 180, 190 plus type rider, glass boards, you will flex them way too much when you correctly load them, or they're going to be a brick. They're going to be very, very heavy when you get out there to try to rail over on that because of your weight. A carbon board will hold that load a lot more. So when someone comes into our shop asking, I'm not just trying to sell them a more expensive, I'm trying to get them the correct board for their riding style, knowing that they'll load that board too much on a glass board, the board will flex and it will feel very doggy on the water. So you will see that a lot of glass boards out there, if you can see carbon, in most cases it's carbon. If they're going to call it carbon, it definitely is. Your glass boards, usually you'll see through them, or they'll paint them completely on the top and bottom so you cannot see inside of that board. If they say like a carbon X inside of it and stuff, you'll barely be able to see it in there. Sometimes a lot of manufacturers will lay strips underneath there. Reason? It's a lot cheaper. A lot cheaper to build up this glass board and put a very few types of strips of carbon in there. The difference between cost is enormous in manufacturing. That's why you will see a lot of glass boards. But glass boards work great. Don't get me wrong. They work for getting people into it, the lighter type weight riders, just all around. But if you get more advanced, more aggressive in your riding, I highly recommend just try it. Get a carbon board. You will feel the difference. And that's one thing we like to have people come down here to the shop. Give them a try. They'll sell themselves. You will understand the feeling. If you have any questions at all, feel free to give us a call here at Kiteboarding.com.